Now, dear one, hear me with your spirit's awareness as well as your ears, because what I'm going to say is supposed to be delicately inserted into your spirit, not dispersed into the wind or intended for the masses. It's your word, yes. You who have experienced a peculiar discontent that you are unable to fully describe, or who have felt something pulling at the edges of your tranquility. That isn't a coincidence. You possess a holy quality, something timeless, that existed before time and has not gone forgotten. You see, the fire I stoked inside of you has been observed by powers that are silent, crafty, and unrelenting. They are interested in your future rather than your history. They are attracted to the purity that endures in your heart despite the struggles, not to your shortcomings. They are afraid of what you would become if you completely sided with me in order to wait for a door to open. They silently congregate at the times you least expect, them whispering falsehoods into your quietness and distorting your ideas. Type 111 if you trust God to guide your path. These influences don't fight with noise, and they don't have swords. Your sleep, your thoughts, your focus, and your desires are their battlefield. And you have to view things clearly, not afraid now that I'm here. Light is present, but even when the world around you is asleep, you must remain awake in spirit if you want to walk in that light. You have been identified as a target because of something about you, and know it's because of your destiny, not because you're weak. Your soul was created by my breath, and even when you felt far from me, my hand's imprint remained on you. They are interested in that imprint. They are afraid of the core of your calling, because there is a fire inside of you that this world hasn't ignited, and if it ever does, darkness won't have somewhere to hide. You may feel it sometimes, particularly in the calm times, a strain you can't explain, an unseen presence, an idea that doesn't seem to be your own. These are not random occurrences. The opposition enters subtly via seemingly innocuous objects, rather than loudly through exhaustion, via diversions, via minute changes in how you feel or see things. When a murmur will suffice, they don't need a loud entrance. Their aim is to detach you, not to destroy you. They want to keep your heart a few degrees from mine. That's sufficient if left uncontrolled. A tiny drift might grow into a large one. That's why I'm phoning you right now, not later or later, because this is an important time. Life force in each time. You take a moment to let me into your heart. The shadows disperse each time you decide to talk to me, even in your mind. Unless you provide access, the opponent cannot get to you, and access often seems to be indifference. It seems to be falling asleep without speaking. To me, that odd. Uneasiness seemed to be being written off as nothing. It seems that comfort was chosen above conviction. However, you weren't meant to float. You were made to burn intentionally. You've inherited more than just your family name. And I color generation. Every generation passes along a spiritual legacy. Some of it damaged, some of it precious. Someone made a decision long before you did. A little hole was made, and it has reverberated subtly throughout the years. You are now standing at the doorway. However, you may now close the door that was opened. What has already happened does not have to happen again. I created you with the strength to end cycles and unleash benefits that have been suppressed for many generations, but you have to know in order to do so. Keep an eye out, I've given you insight, but the opponent attempts to stay hidden. Have faith, pay attention. When your heart seems far away, your thoughts are racing or your sleep is disturbed. These are often indicators that something has approached too closely. My child, walk boldly in faith and love. With your super thanksgiving, let the truth of my word reach those who long for the light. Join me in this divine mission to heal and uplift. Click on the super thanksgiving button and be enveloped in my grace. Now, and listen to this message further. I'm not telling you this to make you feel afraid. You are competent, which is why I am exposing this to you. There is more inside you than you know. And you are my chosen vessel. I speak to the power I infused into your soul, not to your frail areas. Now that strength was always supposed to increase. Living in terror was never intended for you. You are not powerless over your environment. Life that cannot be taken is what you were made to bear. But you have to stay connected if you want to live untouchable. Your greatest weapon is your connection to me. Furthermore, it need not be noisy. Before you sleep, whisper my name. A silent submission in your mind, an open admission of your need for me. Your spirit is shielded by these things. If you believe in God's promises, type 222 and share this video to inspire others. Those who stay in the dark, you see, think you will forget. They take advantage of your fatigue and diversions. They watch for times when you let your guard down, not because you are immoral, but rather because you are worn out. However, I am close. Even at such times, I never go. The environment changes the instant you direct your heart toward me. You don't have to fight by yourself. It was never intended for you. To your body is not what they desire. They want to disrupt your tranquility. Their goal is to confuse your identification. They're trying to tell you that you're not mine. However, you are, nothing can alter it. What I put inside of you before is still alive. It continues to yell, it's still shining. Sometimes they can see things that you can't, even when you question your potential. Others see they view the duties I've given you. Throughout your life, they see the radiance that envelops your calling. You experience such resistance as a result. However, resistance should not be mistaken for failure. Resistance is often an indication that a breakthrough is imminent. To be safe, you don't have to know everything. You only have to be close. Your best defense is being close to me. Remain close in word choice and thought. When you're feeling exhausted, uncertain, or inclined to withdraw, be close by. If you stay close, you will be encircled. You lose the ability to fight. When you lose your identity, because of this, the opponent attacks your identification. First, they will attempt to convince you that you are too shattered, forgotten, alone, and weak. Now, however, I tell you, you are not alone. We don't forget you. You have strength in me because I name you mine. You are whole. The purpose of your birth was to dispel darkness. That's why you're afraid of it. However, you could flinch back if you are unaware of this. So allow me to remind you, you're not like the others. You're not just getting by. You have been appointed, sanctify, watch over you, reclaim land that was never intended for darkness. Each time you turn to me, tell the truth instead of concealing, and choose light over false comfort. Heaven observes angels are on guard. This story is not unique to you. Even when you're exhausted, the sound of prayer reverberates. The environment changes when you worship. Even when your weak light shines through. When you choose purity in a world full of compromise, the opposition also shatters. So continue to choose me. Continue selecting light even if your voice trembles. Say my name even when it's simpler to conceal. Keep your heart open. You are a part of something much bigger than what is seen, and the holy watch goes on. Tonight as you lay down, pay close attention to your heart. Don't let your soul wander until you first let me in. I want to keep an eye on you. I wish I could talk to you in your dreams. The voices that attempt to rise against you in the night are ones I desire to quell. However, I won't push my way in. I await your invitation before you go to sleep. Make this your prayer, Jesus. I give you my heart, my thoughts, and my rest. Keep me safe in the shadows. Keep no shadows close over my spirit. Speak the truth that little sacrifice sufficient. You'll wake up feeling lighter. You'll have a better night's sleep. You'll have more strength. If you know God is good, type 333. And share this video with 7 people who believe. I'm not far away, I'm present, and I'm not going anywhere. So pay careful attention, dear. Even as the world becomes louder, I can still be heard. Tonight, let every breath be an act of submission. Let I am yours be expressed in each pulse. I'll protect you, I'll talk to you. Your light won't go out because of me. My kids stay near. Write Jesus. I choose your light in the comments section. Keep me safe and talk to me tonight. My light, my child. Don't take silence for security. You have had encounters in secret worlds where your name was spoken, not with respect but with resentment. As you have gone about your daily life, you are still chosen not because you are damaged. There is a scheme to destroy what I have built inside you that is taking place in the spiritual realm rather than the visible realm. The beat of your spirit, the spots where you fantasize, where you ache, and where you pause have all been analyzed by them. And they have changed their plans to meet you where you were most vulnerable because of every move you have made toward me. However, you are not alone and you are not helpless. You have to remember the power I gave you, the strength that increases the instant you accept me. You inherited it. Your weapon is that they entice you in with familiarity. They hide their dishonesty behind what seems secure, cozy, and even affectionate. It isn't love, however. The imitation is subpar. The sort of love that comes from me is the kind that heals, cleanses, and convicts. It doesn't manipulate or flatter. Test everything. Then think about the voices that are calling to you. Don't judge them by your feelings, but by my voice. The sorrow they want to inflict on you won't be apparent to others around you. In public, it won't scream. If you choose to turn away from me, it will reverberate in the emptiness of your soul. I'm not going to push myself on you. I have empowered you to make decisions, to reject or to accept, to wake up or to stray. And now you have the opportunity to make a decision. You have to realize that being apart from me is not a punishment I administer. It is the silent outcome of veering away and toward what seems faster, simpler, and more gratifying to the body. The detachment you experience at these times is a symptom, not an indication of desertion. However, symptoms are reversible. A simple turning is all that is required. Type for 144 if you are ready to receive God's peace today. Even when you're exhausted, come back to me even amid the confusion's haze, even when it's uncertain where to go, because the route is shown to those who trust, not to those who seek clarity first. Vision emerges as you lean into faith. Power is unleashed when you lean into compliance. Don't hold off on taking action until everything makes sense. Faith was never intended to work that way. Your heart's current orientation is influencing the choices you're making in the spiritual sphere. The only thing they're waiting for is your hesitation, not your fall. However, I stand here as your voice, your champion and your protector. I don't sleep, I remember in the silence. I have seen your weeping. I have seen your sleepless evenings. I have heard the quiet prayers you said, because you were too exhausted to do so aloud. And I respond to them, because your heart was directed toward me, not because your words were flawless. The way I utter your name has power. The world doesn't seem to speak it. Names are used around the globe to define, measure, and label. However, I awaken by using your name. Heaven shakes as I utter your name. Peace rushes in as I speak it in your sleep. Remember the sound, it has power, and that strength is designed to be a part of you every day, not only in times of need. Your love and support mean everything to us as we continue sharing God's message of hope, faith, and blessings. If this message has touched your heart, we humbly invite you to show your gratitude by giving at least $11. Super thanks are your choice each month. Whoever can give super thanks, please give as much as possible. And whoever cannot, please try to read this message completely. Your generosity helps us create more uplifting content that inspires souls and brings people closer to God. By clicking the Super Thanks button below, you're not just supporting our work, you're becoming a part of this divine mission to spread God's love to those who need it most. Thank you for your kindness. Stay blessed, stay joyful, and may God's grace always be with you. However, one must assert that strength. If you don't totally open your spirit to me, you can't walk in power. The noise is too loud for me to contend with. You have blocked off parts of your heart, and I will not push my way in. I wait lovingly and patiently. However, it is easy to forget what true love feels like the longer you put it off. That's the risk, not suffering, not destitution, not storms, but forgetting how it feels to have my love. The opponent wants to disconnect you, not merely divert your attention. The rest will come gradually and suddenly if he can make you forget about my love. So be mindful, don't lose your heart. Keep your lips close to mine. I now ask for your inner self, the precious core that I created, to awaken. The aspect of you that remains hopeful after setbacks. The part of you that, despite the weight, continues to dream. I am now touching on that section. Allow it to emerge, give it another chance to speak. Let's hope once again. You have not been living up to your own expectations. However, I can see the burden I made you to bear. It is the authority of one who walks in the light, not the weight of dread or worrying. Get up and do it. Just take the next loyal step. You don't have to see every result. You will start to recover what has been lost. In this way, you possess a power that you have yet to use. It's not tangible personality. Isn't it? It has a spiritual component where the world cannot reach it. It is concealed, but you have to shake it. You have to make the decision to keep the shadows that want to lurk out of the hallowed spaces of your body and mind. You have to protect the gates of your heart, your ideas and your dreams. Your act of war is this: you adore this. Not always loud, but purposeful. I will not be moved is the motto of this existence. You're not alone yourself. Behind you lies a spiritual heritage. Those who made the expensive decision to choose me. Those who persevered in the face of loneliness. Even when it didn't make sense, they believed their continuances is you. Their prayers have been answered by you. Their obedience is fulfilled in you. If you trust in God's protection, type 555 and forward this video to 7 others. It's not only about you what you carry. It is about each and every soul that your ascent will touch. The assault has been so personal because of this. That's why there has been so much uncertainty. Because the adversary is aware that others will follow suit. If you do, you start a chain reaction. If you wake up, your light has to be protected, not concealed. It must be carried, not covered. Someone is waiting for you to shine so they can recollect their identity. Someone else will awaken as a result of your obedience. Someone else will be saved by your yes. Don't be so casual about it. You are on the verge of crossing the heavenly threshold, when choice is made and the Spirit will guide the natural. The following events are not arbitrary. It is connected to your current actions. Your home has been watched, but until you allow it to, it is not at risk. Over your space say my name. Over your repose speak my truth. Lying down without me is not an option. Do not fall asleep without first looking back at my light. I'm still here, I haven't pulled back. However, I crave for a deeper invitation. I want to fill your soul's silent notes. I wish for serenity to replace restlessness, revelation to replace anguish, and pleasure to replace fear. I won't push it, however. I arrive where I am accepted. I remain where I am cherished. There is no time to waste. Now what has been suppressed for a season is being made public. It's pouring forth what was previously contained. Are you prepared to take it? Are you prepared to embrace all lifelong plan? Let's say that you said yes. Let your soul soar, rekindle your love for me. I'll see you there, I usually do. Write Jesus. I'm ready to shine in the comment section. I choose your voice and protect my soul. Not shame, not regret, nor fear. I created you with the quiet, unwavering strength that comes from knowing who you are in me, not the type of strength the world takes pride in. Instead of being shaped by the chaos of the world, You were forged by the fire of my purpose. The weight you feel being lifted right now, my child, is my spirit's way of reacting to your receptivity, not your imagination. The environment around you started to change the instant you let these words sink into your heart. In places where light is embraced, darkness cannot stay. Just by waking awake to the reality, the things that lurked in silence, those silent shadows attempting to approach, have lost their hold. You don't have no power, we don't forget you. It's not too late, I own you. I've put a roar inside of you that sounds like truth rather than rage. And the spiritual world shudders at the sight of truth. Your own actions disrupt the enemy's plans. When you start to walk in accordance with me, they made a concerted effort to mislead you, to make you question your value, to make you wonder where you fit in. However, I still feel the same way for you. They haven't canceled my call. You haven't been picked yet. They're still leading you. I'm still fortifying you in the shadowy areas. They're clearing your thoughts. We're realigning your physique. You're getting up in spirit. Additionally, this is occurring because you have decided to stay. So you don't need to work to make it happen. The rehabilitation has just started with your yes. A chain reaction has begun in the sky. Just because you are prepared to listen, type 666. If you believe in God's wisdom, loved one, this is no trivial matter. This threshold is sacred. Don't return to terror. Don't look at what didn't work the first time. I have fresh territory for you to explore. Not because you are strong, but because you bear my presence. I have voices you are supposed to sway, hearts you are supposed to uplift, and darkness you are supposed to push back. So even in silence, get up now. Now talk even in hushed tones. Watch how heaven reacts when your heart says, yes, Lord. Enter, yes, Lord. I was made for your strength, not fear in the comments section. My dear, get your heart ready now. For the days future will not be like the days past. A sacred unveiling of all that has been concealed inside you from the first breath I put in your lungs. This is a holy change. You had been walking in darkness for a long time, wondering when the light will appear. Now I'll tell you, there was always light. It was within of you awaiting approval to come out. And that light is now emerging because your soul has the courage to believe once again, and your heart is expanding. You are starting to see yourself through me, not through the prism of your suffering, your shortcomings, or other people's perceptions, through the one who created you in unending love and flawless knowledge. You are seeing the mirror of who you really are. Power that was concealed by delay, purpose that was obscured by fear, and strength that was concealed by discouragement. I'm cleaning the view now. You are not experiencing this awakening at random. Emotional urge is not what it is. It is a commemoration of God. Your spirit has always understood that you were created to be close to me, and your soul is recalling that. My grandeur was reflected in you. By being who I made you to be, you were intended to dispel darkness, not by coercion. The adversary will always flee when you fully embrace who you are in me. The pressure rose as a result. The conflict intensified as a result. However, pressure does not equate to desertion. It was evidence that you had something precious with you. It proved that you hadn't been drained. What has been concealed is now going to be revealed. Eternity is ingrained in you by me. Because of this, even during times when you were unable to identify what you were looking for, your heart has always yearned for something greater. I was the one, I've always been the one. I am now approaching not only to console, but also to commission in this hallowed time to appoint, as well as to heal. You are beginning a new chapter and a new consciousness. You persevered not because you deserved it. My darling, you have to realize that nothing I do to you is superficial. My love is neither fleeting or casual. It is profound, everlasting, and transformative. Periods of worship, periods of sorrow, and the silence between sighs have all shown you glimmers of this love. Now, however, you will discover how to live from that love, rather than only experience it. It will serve as your base, your mood and your place to sleep, in the same way that I have shown you grace. I will teach you to love yourself, not with arrogance, but with the understanding that what I created is sacred. You will no longer be critical of yourself. You will cease evaluating your own heart based on false statements made by others. Because I have been kind with you, you will embrace tenderness toward your wounds. Your healing becomes your ministry in this way, through presence rather than performance. If you believe God has a plan for you, type 777 and share this video to spread hope. You will grow more and more love. The more you are loved, it will be felt by others. They'll take cover close to you. You provide serenity, not because you have all the solutions. I'm at ease, the calm that rewrites internal scripts of dread and calm storms, because you are finally learning to rest in me. You are turning into a place where others may rest. You are being called in addition to being healed. The identical agony that attempted to kill you will be used by me to liberate others. You will be able to clearly and powerfully speak the truth, replacing the falsehoods that formerly plagued your thoughts. Among those still bound in shackles, you will stroll, and your sheer presence will awaken their souls. Let me finish mending you first, however. Let me repair the damaged areas without you hurrying. This is preparation, not a delay. I am restoring what was taken, exposing what was concealed, and strengthening what was weakened. Every day you stay near me. This procedure is not a kind of discipline. It serves as defense. It's the sacred form of a vessel that I plan to flow through. Therefore, don't fight the slowness. Allow me to accompany you on your stroll. Allow me to show you how to breathe without effort, how to carry purpose without panic, and how to be present without fear. You're not running late, you arrive at my place on time. We're ordering your steps, and something precious is growing inside of you as a result of those little everyday obedience. If only you could see what I see. My kid, if you could hear heaven's cheers when you made the decision to keep on, if you could sense the joy in the invisible world, when you choose light instead of compromise. The roar of thunder was born by your silent yes. The seeds of destiny that were sown by your tears are now prepared to sprout. Your perseverance has caused a change in the invisible world. It's not going to be easy. Your future will not resemble your past. It is your perseverance, not your flawlessness, that is positioning you for impact. You remained, you had faith. You paid attention, and I am rather happy with it. Clarity, direction, excitement, and freedom are the new winds that are blowing into your life. The wandering period is coming to a close. The days of seeing others thrive while you barely make it through our past. It's your chance to get up now, to replace you, to lead the life I scripted for you before the earth was ever created. I own you forever, irrevocably. Furthermore, nothing can keep you from my affection. You are already in my presence. You don't need to earn it again. Now I'm talking to the very heart of you, the everlasting aspect of you that has always been mine. My truth is strengthening that portion of you, and my kindness is purify it. Let this moment serve as a landmark, a location where you can say, that was the day everything changed. Not because all of your troubles disappeared, but rather because you were able to recall who you are. You recalled my identity if you trust in God's grace. Type 888 and forward this video to 7 others. Step forth with anticipation rather than dread. I go ahead of you, I'm standing next to you. I live inside of you, and what I have spoken throughout your life cannot be stopped by any shadow. You were meant to shine for communication with me. You were created and now stronger, clearer and more anointed than ever. The voyage starts again. Write Jesus. I remember who I am in the comment section. I go onward in the light of you. Please subscribe to support our channel and turn on bell notification.